Is this new Ahsoka better than the previous one? Let's check it out. Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video we are taking a look at the new Black Series Ahsoka Tano Peridea version, also known as Ahsoka the White. This is something that a lot of us wanted as soon as we saw her like this in the show. This figure comes with her poncho that is actually hidden inside the box behind the cardboard insert. That's not true, is it? Of course there's no poncho here, and that's a huge minus. It should have been included, but Hasbro is doing the same thing that they did with the previous release. No poncho here, so that they can re-release this figure with poncho in a 2-pack with a porg figure. They will most likely do something like that. I didn't want to wait, and so I've decided to get this figure. I'll get a custom poncho down the line, or I'll make one myself. But anyway, here we have a new style packaging that no longer has that angled side, and here is the comparison to the previous live-action Ahsoka. Now this is all straight, and that is much easier to display if you are displaying the box on your shelf. We have a standard window showing the figure and the accessories. Here it says Ahsoka Tano Peridea. She is number 11 in the Ahsoka series lineup. A nice artwork illustration on the side of the box. I always like these illustrations, and it's a shame that Hasbro doesn't give a shout out to the artist that is making these. It would be nice if they would do the same thing that NECA does with their artists. They always list their names on the packaging. Back of the box shows the same illustration with a short bio for Ahsoka. Nothing special on the other side or at the top. Legalese at the bottom. We're gonna compare this new Ahsoka with a lot of others, Black Series, Mayfax, Figure Arts, but now let's open up the box and let's take a look at the figure. Here is Ahsoka the White out of the box, and first impressions, she looks pretty good. Proportions and silhouette look good, and so does the paint job. I don't see any misprints, so that's good. From what I can tell, a lot of what we see here is a brand new tooling, a new sculpt. Let's take a look at the details and then we'll compare her to the previous version. The head sculpt looks beautiful. I love the metallic look of this piece here on the head. It's nice and reflective. Her laku look good. Blue marks are well applied, well, everywhere except on this spot here. I don't think that this should look like this. This is probably just paint chipping. Looking at the rest of it, it does look pretty good. And I especially love the way that they did the face. It's a resculpted face, and Hasbro really did a great job here. She has a calm face expression, eyes and lips are nicely painted, and so are her face tattoos. The rest of the body also looks good. The arms with these sleeves here, and we have those same openings that Ahsoka always has, and then her gauntlets that again have that metallic shine. The hands also look good. Here is a closer look at the belt. Here is the back of the figure, and then her pants, her legs, the shins that are again metallic looking, and then her feet. So everything is really well sculpted, and there is even a little bit of texture on the pants, so I like that. Here she is next to the previous version from The Mandalorian, and this is a completely new head sculpt. Face expression is different, the headpiece is completely different, and so are her laku. They are longer on the new one. They are also positioned differently. You can see that they are wider. They spread towards her arms, while on the first one they were going towards the middle of the torso. Paint of the skin is also different. The first one was closer to the real human skin tone, while the new one is more orange. And also this shiny finish is gone on the new one, so she no longer looks like she's sweaty. The rest of the body is also mostly different. You would think that they will reuse the previous figure and simply paint it in lighter colors, but no. Two outfits do have a similar design, but there are some differences. The neck piece is not the same. Chest piece is also a completely different design. Arms and hands are also completely different. The belt with these side flaps are really similar, but they resculpted that as well. For example, the ring and the straps going around the waist have a different design. The top of the side flaps that are poking behind the belt on the old one one are now gone on the new one. This middle piece here is also gone on the new one. Legs are also completely new. The pants are still baggy, but they are now shorter, and they changed the knee articulation. I've heard some people complaining about the knees on the first one. Personally, I think it was fine. Shin armor is different, and so are the feet. So yeah, it's good to see that Hasbro invested some time and money into making a new sculpt for this figure. Ahsoka the White is a nice upgrade from this previous release. Let's now take a look at her accessories. She only comes with her two lightsabers, a shorter one and a longer one. And from what I can tell, these are the exact same sabers that we got with previous Ahsoka. The only small change, the only small difference that I've noticed, and this is the older one, is the fact that on the new one, this part here on the hilt is painted in gold, while that was missing on the old one. So the sabers do look good, especially the hilts. It's a nice sculpt, but Hasbro really needs to start adding more accessories in this line. Okay, the poncho is not included. I don't like that, but they could have included a lightsaber swinging effect, for example, or at least a simple alternate force using hand, let's say. Something that would bring a bit more life and variety to the figure instead of just having two generic, gripping hands like all other Black Series figures. Don't get me wrong, I respect the new tooling, new sculpt, but only one alternate hand, I feel like that's something they can give us at this point. Let's now take a look at her articulation. The head and the neck are on ball joints, so together they give you a decent range of movement. Of course, that movement will be limited because of the design of the character, because of her leku. So the head can tilt side to side a little bit. She can look down this much, up just slightly. The head can rotate side to side. We have a nice butterfly joint here, but it doesn't do much in terms of crossing her arms across the chest. And this is how far it can go back. Arms rotate, they go out all the way. There is no bicep swivel, but we do have a swivel in the elbow. Single bend in the elbow gives us this much. We have a swivel in the wrists, and both hands have the up and down hinge. We have one cut in the torso down here behind the belt, and that's where we get our side to side and tilt. Crunching forward, you get practically nothing. Back, for some reason, is a lot better. Legs move out this much. There is no tie cut, but we do get a little bit of swivel. Legs kick forward this much, back this much. We have a single bend in the knee that gives us 90 degrees, and we have a swivel here. Feet move forward slightly. This is really limited. Back is much better. We have a nice ankle pivot and pec holes at the bottom of her feet. So we have a standard Black Series articulation that we used to seeing throughout all these years. And I forgot to mention, but I'm sure you guys know that these lightsabers, the blades can be detached, of course, and on the hilt we have a small loop. There are small pins on the side, so you simply need to plug the hilt on those pegs and they look like this. Let's now compare Ahsoka to some other figures. Here she is with her previous live-action version and the Black Series Padawan Ahsoka. Here she is with the Black Series Clone Wars Season 7 Ahsoka on the left and Black Series Rebels version of Ahsoka. Here she is with Mafex Ahsoka and with the latest Figure Arts Ahsoka. And this is the one that I actually prefer, although she is bigger, taller than these two. And I have reviews on the channel for both of these figures, so if you want you can check it out. Here she is next to the Black Series Ezra and Sabine, and then next to the Black Series Chopper and Hera. Here she is next to the Black Series Imperial Stormtrooper and Huyang, and then here she is next to the Black Series Balin and Shin. Here we have her next to the Black Series Merrick and Morgan Elsbeth. Here she is next to the Black Series Bo-Katan and Mafex Bo-Katan. Here we have her next to the Black Series Glavis Ringworld Mando and the newest Mafex Mando. And finally, here she is next to the SH Figure Arts Anakin Skywalker and Mafex Grogu. So that was my look at the new Black Series Ahsoka Tano Peridea version from Ahsoka series. Is it a good release? Yes, it is. It's a great upgrade from the previous live-action version. I like the head sculpt and the paint on this new one. The old one was great, don't get me wrong. At the time of release, that was one of the best head sculpts that Hasbro made in the line. But this new one is even better. That's just how I see it. I like the long leku and the lighter outfit looks better on the shelf. Articulation is good, it's it's a standard Black Series articulation, so you'll have some fun time putting her in all kinds of action poses. Of course, she will always have that calm face expression, and even though I don't expect alternate heads here, accessories like poncho, swinging blade effects, or even a simple force-using hand should have been included. A lot of us wanted to see this version of Ahsoka in a figure form, and at the time of recording of this video, this is our only choice for this look. It wouldn't surprise me if down the line we see Figuarts and Mafex giving us their take on Ahsoka the White, because they really did a fantastic job on their first Ahsoka releases. Until that eventually happens, this is a recommendation on my part. Hasbro really did a good job here, and if you are a fan of Ahsoka and you want her in this light outfit, I would say go get this figure. It's a great addition to the line. But those were just my thoughts, and now I would love to hear yours. What do you guys think about the new Ahsoka? Do you have the figure or not? Do you plan on getting her? Is this a better figure in comparison to the previous version? What do you think about her poncho not being included? Do you think we should get more accessories in this line in general? Let me know all of that down in the comments. Of course, stay tuned for a posing video, because this Ahsoka will have one on the channel as soon as I find some time to make it. And as always, a special shout out goes to my Patreon supporters for helping me to keep the channel alive. Everything earned over there goes into the channel's content, so thank you. If anyone else can join us, please do so. Your help will be truly appreciated. And if not, I understand that. You are still helping simply by watching and sharing my videos. So thank you all for watching, thank you for being here with me, and I'll see ya in the next video.